Viewers at home, guess where I am? It's a 10s and 5s enchanting travel art exhibition right here at the Palms in Woodstock. Now, tonight's event formed part of that art fair, which came all the way from Johannesburg, and now it's live here in Cape Town. It's taking place from the 18th of February to the 6th of March, right here at the Palms in Woodstock, of course. But let me not keep you waiting, let's explore some art. Now Leila, I am blown away. Congratulations with the success of this event tonight. I mean, it just sparks the interest for me to go out there and travel the world. Now before we talk about the exhibition, tell me more about 10 and 5.
Okay, so 10 and 5, it's an arts and culture publication. We publish a range of different kinds of content daily, interviews, creative work showcases, research articles that cover the full spectrum of creative fields. So we do arts, which this show falls into, but we also do fashion, photography, illustration, design, entrepreneurship, tech, like you name it. And we actually view all of that under the same umbrella, which is about creative thought and creativity. So that's the 10 and 5 focus in a nutshell.
Now the 10 and 5 enchanting travel art exhibition came all the way from Johannesburg and now it's taking place in Cape Town. How does that make you feel?
Well, it's great to be able to bring Joburg artists to Cape Town and Cape Town artists to Joburg. So there's like the double layer of travel. So the theme, in a loose sense, is obviously travel. So the show is meant to evoke a sense of adventure, wanderlust, kind of exploration. And then, like I said, the very literal idea of travel to show artists' work in cities where they're not based is really exciting for us to kind of enrich our audience and grow that kind of real life network outside of the online space.
Now, Leila Lehman from 10 and 5, what a pleasure it was, and thank you so much for sharing. I'm truly excited and impressed, I must add. And why are you here stealing my spotlight?
Well, and today I'm not in studio because, of course, I wouldn't miss this fair for the world because it's celebrating Cape Town creativity and international creativity as well.
So not only am I excited to bump into my co-host Ian, I'm also really stoked to be chatting to Bevan de Wet, who's exhibiting part of Tween 10 and 5's travel exhibition. Bevan, so tell me, what are you most excited about the fair so far?
I think it's really great to have this kind of interest in art and this kind of platform happening in Cape Town. It's been in Joburg for a couple of years, but it's quite a new thing in Cape Town, so it's really great that it's moved down here finally.
Now, Bevan, I must add, your work has been creatively and beautifully executed. Can you tell us more about your work?
The work itself it's very different to the work I normally do. I've been trying to kind of step out of my own comfort zone. I did a 3-month residency in the north of Germany last year, and while I was there I was on this very isolated island, so I was trying to make work that kind of spoke a lot to that, and then it kind of worked very well with the travel show because it was about this kind of distance and traveling to this other place, and it kind of tried to encapsulate some of that isolation that I felt when I was there.
So of course, as a viewer at the fair, we're all seeing the finished works, but what are some of the challenges behind the scenes that we don't see that artists go through when they're creating the work?
Well, I mean, working backwards, deadlines are a big thing. I mean, this whole place is scrambling around like ants minutes before everyone's here. But I think that happens to the whole thing. I mean, one of the biggest challenges is actually, maybe in this sense, knowing when you're finished, knowing what's the kind of ending point of the work. Yeah, it's a tricky thing. You've got to kind of also be your own worst critic in a way.
And Bevan, just to end off, you were saying you were recently in Germany on a residency. What did you take away from being in a foreign country and bringing that back to South Africa?
I mean, being in spaces like Berlin, it's incredibly overwhelming. There is phenomenal work, and it kind of gives you a bit of perspective in a way as to where we are and where we're going. And I think we're on the right track. I mean, I think there's phenomenal work. That's one of the major art centers of the world, and we're definitely in the right kind of running to be up there eventually.
So tell us what's next for Bevan DeWet.
Well, I have a big solo show at the Absa Gallery in Johannesburg because of an award I won last or 2 years ago.
What was the award?
It was a merit award at the Absa Atelier. So I have a solo exhibition there in September. It'll hopefully travel to Cape Town afterwards. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like there's big things in store for Bevan DeWet. We've taken a look at his work, and we're totally stoked to see what else is going on at the exhibition.
Art has never looked this extravagant. This was the 10 and 5 Enchanting Travel Art Exhibition, which took place at the Palms in Woodstock. From me, Ian Van Diemen, it's take care and back to studio.